Yay! More cloth diaper terms to learn, said no one ever. So let's clear some terms up. Let's talk about microfleece, microfiber, and microsuede. Those are three fabrics that are used a lot in cloth diapering. They sound almost like the same thing to our ears, but they all do very, very different things, and you don't want to mix them up. So in this video, we're going to take a look at those three fabrics and figure out exactly what they're made for. In case you're new here, my name is April Duffy and I'm the mom behind Cloth Diapers for Beginners, a website, Facebook group, and YouTube channel all dedicated to helping you understand this cloth thing so you can choose and use cloth diapers your own way. My goal is to help you completely feel comfortable and understand cloth diapers so that you can save money, save the environment, and save your baby's bum from some plastic and chemical rashes all at the same time. So let's get started with today's video. First, I think we should look at microfiber because that's the fabric you're going to find most often used in cloth diapers. Most often going to see them like this. They're kind of the white ones. They're pilly. They're really, really fluffy, and they'll come with most pocket diapers that are on the inexpensive side. You're also going to find microfiber, although you won't necessarily know it. You're going to find it inside of bamboo charcoal inserts like this. They're most often gray, but sometimes you'll get them in beige and other colors. Microfiber is usually inside the inner layers of the bamboo charcoal. So what is microfiber? Well, I'm gonna have to look here, so bear with me a second. It is made from polyesters and polyamides, or a conjugation of polyester, polyamide, and polypropylene. Basically, it's made from plastic, and it's made from plastic fibers that are 100 times finer than human hair, all jammed up together to make fabric, which is what makes microfiber so interesting. It's all those teeny tiny fibers bunched up together that as soon as water goes on top of it, it can get sucked right in between those tiny fibers. So unlike a natural fiber like cotton or something, where the fibers are kind of interwoven like this and the water has to kind of sit on top and slowly seep in, slowly, I mean it happens fairly quickly, but slow enough. Unlike microfiber, where the water just goes right in between those fibers. It absorbs super fast and it absorbs a lot. It's an absorption machine. So it's synthetic, which means it's cheap, and it's very, very absorbent. So we should use it all the time, right? Not so fast. I won't go into all of the differences between microfiber and natural fibers like hemp, bamboo, etc. But there are some key differences that you'll find between microfiber and other types of insert. First of all is the fact that it's so fast absorbing. So all those little fibers are sucking the water in so quickly that it can't be placed next to baby's skin. If it's placed next to the skin and sits there for a while, it is so absorbent that it will actually absorb all of the moisture from the skin and lead to irritation and rashes. That's why microfiber can't be placed next to baby's skin. You always have to have something else on top of it. Also, thinking back to microfiber's makeup, just like it easily lets water in, it easily lets water out compared to other fibers. As soon as you compress microfiber, the water gets out of the fibers just as quickly as it's let in. So that's what we call compression leaking. I know you can't really see right now, but microfiber, for thickness, for how much it can hold a lot less than a natural fiber like hemp. Microfiber is so fluffy that it's more likely to be compressed inside of a diaper. So compression leaking is a really big problem with microfiber. Also related to those tiny little microfibers that are 100 times finer than hair being jammed up so tightly together to make cloth is that it's really hard to clean. I don't know if you've ever used microfiber cloth to clean your kitchen, but if you've ever noticed that you get a piece of fluff and you're washing it and that piece of fluff is still there and you have to like dig really hard to get it out, you might not even be able to. If it's so hard to get a giant piece of fluff out of your microfiber, think about the little microbes of bacteria that are stuck deep inside the inner layers upon layers of microfiber inside an insert. That's why microfiber is so hard to clean and why it's the most prone to bacteria buildup and smells. That bacteria just gets trapped inside that microfiber so easily and it can't come out. I know not everyone here is that into the environment and that's the reason that they're cloth diapering, but that's okay. We love you no matter why you're here. But it is well known that microfiber is pretty bad for the environment. Again, it all comes down to those tiny little microfibers. When you wash a microfiber insert, all those tiny little, well, not all of them, but some of them fall off into the wash. You get more in the wash as the insert gets older and it gets washed more and more. More will break off over time. So those little microfibers go into your wash. They get washed out of your house. They go into the wastewater system. They're too tiny to be cleared out by the wastewater system. They go into the lakes, they go into the oceans. They're plastic, so they don't biodegrade, and they just kind of float around. Fish eat them up slowly, then we come and eat the fish, and then slowly we have microfibers building up in our system. This is actually a problem with all synthetic fabrics, including the next two that I'm going to get into. The first being microfleece. So what is microfleece? Well, I'm gonna have to look again, so bear with me. It is made from polyethylene terephthalate or other similar synthetic fibers. It can also be made from recycled plastic bottles. Microfleece absorbs less than 1% of its weight in water. This is important. It's also very light. It's the lightest weight fabric known as fleece. So we're comparing it to like polar fleece and fleeces like that. In fact, that's kind of the only real difference between microfleece and the other types of fleeces is the thickness. Talking about polar fleece for a second. Polar fleece is actually so thick that it can be made into DIY cloth diaper covers because it's water resistant. I have a post called the 5 cheapest ways to cloth diaper your baby. I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description in case you're interested in some DIY cloth diaper covers made from polar fleece. But in this video we're talking about microfleece. So microfleece is nice and thin and light, and it will let the water through. It's not water repellent and will let the water through. So when you layer it on top of another type of insert like this, the water will go through. It'll hit the insert that you're using that's super absorbent. That will absorb the water. And again, because this doesn't hold water, it will let the water through and stay dry. That's why we say it's a nice stay dry layer, because it stays dry and it keeps your baby's bum dry. It's really great for preventing moisture rashes and preventing crying from babies who are upset because they're wet. The microfleece texture is also like magic for solids, and I do mean magic. When you kind of hold it over the toilet and give it a jiggle, all the poop will kind of, you'll see yourself. The poop will kind of peel off and just kind of plop into the toilet. It's wonderful. I can't recommend fleece for solids enough. It just makes cleanup so much easier. So microfleece makes a perfect single layer to put on top of your cloth diapers. It can touch the skin, unlike microfiber that can't. Microfleece can touch the skin, and that's why you don't want to mix them up. You know, one of them is super absorbent but irritating next to the skin, whereas the other one doesn't absorb at all but is perfect for next to the skin. So they're complete opposites even though they sound alike. So the last microfabric that I wanted to talk about is Microsuede, and I'm not going to talk too much about this because it's not as common as microfleece and microfiber, but Microsuede you'll find in a lot of inexpensive cloth pocket diapers like this one. So the inside fabric for many inexpensive pocket diapers, that will be Microsuede. That's pretty much the only place you're gonna find it. Microsuede is again a polyester fabric. Much like, you know, you or a friend has a Microsuede couch, it's gonna be the same exact feeling. It washes easily, it's soft, no problem being next to the skin. It's very light and cool in the summer. It lets the water through, no problem. It's great that way. Microsuede is also really good at letting solids off. Not quite as good as the microfleece, I'm guessing because the pill is a little bit higher on microfleece, but Microsuede still has a little bit of that soft pilling to it. Really good at letting solids off of the diaper, so that's why it's used so much as a lining in pocket diapers. All in all, it's not a bad liner for pocket diapers, so it's a good choice. Okay, so now you know the difference between all the different microfabrics, and when you see them, you're gonna know exactly what they're used for and why. So you have microfiber, which is cloth diaper inserts, super absorbent, irritating to the skin. You have microfleece liners, super soft, a nice stay dry layer on top of any type of diaper you're using. Microfleece liners are a great addition to add more stay dry and also help with cleanup. And then Microsuede, which you'll find listed sometimes in your inexpensive pocket diapers, and that's going to be the inner layer. So when you see Microsuede, you don't have to worry that it's microfiber because you're mixing up the terms options, and you'll know exactly what you're buying. And I hope that's helpful. I hope these videos, all of them, are helpful. If they are helpful, I'm gonna once again ask you, please, please, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. That will help me know for sure that these videos are helpful. They'll also help kind of lift my YouTube videos up so that other people can find them, and hopefully they will find them helpful as well, and hopefully we can just keep helping each other and make this cloth diapering thing awesome. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!